In this video, I'm going to show you how to reinstall the bed on your Singer Featherweight, and you will not have any flop. So let's go over the parts that you need. You will need your featherweight, the bed extension for your featherweight. Then you should have two screws. They're hinge screws. They're identical. One goes in the front, one goes in the back. Also, two of these little cupped washers. You need two. These are really important if you want your bed to stay up when you raise it. So if you were missing these after you took your bed extension off, if you didn't have one cupped washer for the front and the back, you can find these at the Singer Featherweight shop. They're reasonably priced. They normally offer free shipping. You definitely want one cupped washer for the front and one cupped washer for the back. And the same goes for these two flat washers. You need two. One is for the front, one is for the back. Now, if you decided to use the Chapman tools, this bit that fits perfectly into these screws is number 96. Just so you know, that's what I'll be using today. So let's get started putting this bed on. So it's important to remember to definitely oil up these hinge screws. They are going to get quite a bit of friction as you raise and lower the bed, and it doesn't hurt to get a little bit of oil on the washers too. So we start with one hinge screw and one of the cupped washers. And you put the cupped washer on first, and see how this is cupped. It's sort of going up like that. That's how it slides down onto the screw. That one goes first. Then you can follow it with one of your flat washers, and it's ready to go. Now, I oiled the threads of this screw as well. So you're going to take your bed extension and just slide it into place. And then you'll want to look and make sure that you've lined up the holes before you start screwing the screw in, because it doesn't push back flush all the way. There's actually going to be a little gap here, and that's normal. Don't worry about that. That's supposed to be there. So sort of line up your screw hole and then try to keep those washers pushed back against the head of the screw if you can. They won't get like twisted, and then if they do that, sometimes it can be harder to get the bed extension screwed in. So I'm starting on the front. It doesn't matter if you start on the front or the back. And I find while I'm screwing this in, sometimes you might need to wiggle the bed extension a little bit to help everything settle. But what I don't want you to do yet is to screw it in all the way. Just get it sort of secured, and then we're going to do the other side before we tighten both down. On the back side, the process is exactly the same. You want your oil on the washers, and here's one, the cupped washer with the cupped part. If you're holding the screw like this, the cup part is pointing up towards the ceiling, just like this. And then the second washer, just putting a little bit of oil on that and sliding it on, and then right in the hole. And for some reason, if you don't oil the threads of these screws, these can feel a little bit stiff to screw in. So don't forget that step. And then we can just tighten this one down. Not all the way yet. Okay, so look, it's already kind of got a little bit of stiffness. It's not floppy. So what we're going to do is, since I'm on the back, I'll do this one first, but I'm actually going to, as I use my screwdriver, I'm going to sort of raise and lower the bed a little bit as I'm twisting clockwise to tighten that. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So now, working with the front, I'm raising and lowering my bed as I tighten that up. And that's it. Now, exercise your bed. Make sure, and don't slam it up against the thumb screw here on the nose plate. It's always easy to do that, and you don't want to chip your bed, so be careful. But I'm just going to exercise this bed. If I got it too tight, what will happen is I'll see these screws start to spin counterclockwise again. But this is fine. And that's what you should have if you put both of the washers on properly. Now, over time with usage, these will need to be retightened. So when you start to notice that bed is starting to flop, just grab your screwdriver and tighten them down again. It's just a small, quick step. These are also ones that you might want to take out and oil every once in a while. Nothing wrong with doing that. But that's it. It's back together. You finished. Awesome job. And that's it. The Singer Featherweight series is finished. And I just want to thank everyone who followed along. I want to thank you for your comments and questions. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. That means a lot to me. I hope that now that you're finished, you don't just have a beautiful featherweight, but one that works properly and that you can make beautiful things with it now. As far as what's coming up next, I don't know. I have a lot of ideas, so I just have to pick one. And finally, there are some special people in Peru that I would like to say hola to, and also Dios lo bendiga. Anyway, guys, I'll see you again real soon. Bye.